I'd like to do is ask about my interest in shamanism. Where
Hmm.
can I go within the records or in my local community here in the greater Portland area to
Hmm.
learn more about shamanism and if there's a path that fits me from within that calling, I guess, that I've had?
Hmm. Um, so I know so the records won't respond. I can't really respond to you about your local community. I mean, you know how to kind of look around for that. But what they can talk to you about is how to learn more about shamanism within the records. Um, in part is sort of a personal thing, you know, for each person,
Mhm.
because I mean, in part, what you can do, I mean, and maybe you've already done this, but you go into your own records and just ask, what is my interest in shamanism about? Um, Ask them to define shamanism, or ask them to define what it means to be a shaman. Um, they think that your interest is tapping into something that's pretty under the surface, um, deep under the surface, in fact, that you may not be able to find anyone locally that is
Mm.
dealing with this at the level that you're wanting to deal with it at. And that's why they think it would be really good for you to go into your records and ask these questions about shamanism, um, to get your own particular perspective. So have you done that before?
No, I've not. So
Okay,
this
cool.
is this is this is something that sounds good. I'm curious about the comment um, about the depth of where it's coming from within me. What does that mean? Is there any way to expand on that or unpack that?
Yeah. Um, See, okay, so first of all, the way they want to respond is they would say that if you go out and look in the greater world, for information, learning, whatever, they think actually the topic that you're going to find more direct like resonance with would be what we generally call Druid or Celtic lore.
Hmm.
Um, and that's partly why they're saying go into your records and ask them what it means for you to be a shaman, because they think you're going towards, I mean, because I mean, Celtic lore, Druidism, shamanism, um, are essentially ancestral legacy lineages. And so we, you know, in our modern world, we tend to see those as like, say, indigenous things that are a part of an indigenous perspective, whatever indigenous group we're talking about.
Mhm.
And what they're um, what they're getting to is the mystical understanding that's embedded within the perspective, because like, for example, so what they said, Celtic lore, Druidism, shamanism, another thing would be, it's what comes more from down south, of the United States, would be those that were called curanderos, which is the Spanish word for person who heals, person who cures. And they did shamanistic kinds of things, right? So in other words, what you've got to get over is the linguistic limitation of the word and search out the mystical understanding that is what they think you're actually after.
Okay.
Because part of it is that um part of the shift and the change that's happening on the planet right now is that in moving away from the dominance of the body and the mind over the heart and the soul into an integration of body, mind, heart, and soul, it's opening the door for us to be more aware than we ever have been of the ancient ancestral lore that is a part of the earth plane.
Say
And
that again. Opening the door.
Opening the door to the ancient wisdom that has always been a part of the earth plane.
Okay.
Okay. And so we have threads of that wisdom. And you find a lot of those threads in a variety of different indigenous, what we would call indigenous perspectives, and within things like Celtic lore, Druidism, shamanism, the curanderos, the plant spirit medicine healers, the various levels of Wiccan belief, for example. It's all about dealing with the unseen and the unknown and the mystery. So do work in your records and cast your net wider.
Okay.
This is something that you're going to be, it's not that you can't learn different things from different people, but the totality of what you're looking for isn't going to come from one place.